This is Jamie Drummond for Good Food Revolution. I am here with Oscar Bayo, who is joining us all the way from Cádiz, from Barbadillo, a wonderful, wonderful house with about 200 years of history behind it. For those people unfamiliar with your house, would you mind giving us a potted history?
Exactly, of course. So first of all, I'm really proud to be here in Canada just promoting our wines, and thanks for this opportunity. Barbadillo is a pretty interesting family-owned business. The company was founded by Manuel Barbadillo in 1821. So we are going to celebrate in 2 years our 2 centuries anniversary. Our business is being connected to the sherry business, especially to Manzanilla, since our house is located in Sanlúcar de Barrameda. But also the family took a strategic decision to expand by producing and marketing wines at some other DOs in Spain. And today Barbadillo produces not just sherries and vino de la tierra de Cádiz, but also produce wines at the Ribera del Duero and Somontano regions, among some other spirits as brandy de Jerez, gin and Vermut.
Oh, fantastic. Now, for those people who are not overly familiar with Manzanilla sherry, how would you explain the difference between those sherries and those from Jerez?
Okay, so Manzanilla and Fino are the 2 only wines in Jerez which follows a biological aging. When I say biological aging, means that is the wines are aged under the presence of the flor. Fino is connected to Jerez de la Frontera, and Manzanillo is just connected to Sanlúcar de Barrameda. We say that both wines are following the same winemaking process, but the fact of aging that wine in Sanlúcar makes slight differences from that wine which has been aged in Jerez de la Frontera. In some way, in Sanlúcar de Barrameda we are enjoying a very special microclimate which makes this biological aging slightly different from the one we can really get in Jerez de la Frontera.
And this is a combination of the climate, of
exactly,
air, everything else.
So
yeah.
Sanlúcar is well influenced, is in front of the sea, and is really well influenced by the Atlantic Sea. Among other, so the sea is really giving a higher humidity, lower temperature than in Jerez. The direct sea breeze, which is attacking directly our buildings, are making slight differences or are making a perfect atmosphere for the flower development.
And you are using Palomino Fino here.
Exactly. From Manzanilla and Fino always come from Palomino.
And I was quite interested to see that you also produce one of the biggest selling white wines in Spain with the Palomino Fino.
Exactly. This is our Castillo de San Diego Barbadillo Palomino wine, which is a little bit the wine we use to produce our sherries.
Right, okay.
In some way, sherry comes from a still wine, we depart from a Palomino still wine. Then we fortify it, and we follow through our biological aging or oxidative aging, we follow with the cellular system. So Barbadillo was released, that wine was released, Castillo de San Diego was released in 1975 by Toto Barbadillo. He was wondering why not to release and market this intermediate wine we are using today to produce our sherries. And it was a big success, because at that time, 75, Spain was a red wine country.
Yes. Yeah.
And white wines were not really important over there. So we were hitting the market with a very special wine, with a special grape, which is Palomino, which is our indigenous grape from the sherry district.
How do you make that wine so interesting at such an inexpensive price? Because Palomino Fino, to me, always seems like a very neutral grape. There is actually quite a bit of flavour in that glass.
Well, actually, Palomino wine, our Castillo de San Diego wine, still wine produced from Palomino, technically speaking, is pretty difficult to produce.
Right.
Because it's a very neutral. It's perfect to produce sherry, for the sherry production, but when we talk about the still wine, it's totally different. So we need to really follow a special process to really get the maximal expression of a neutral grape, which is not easy. And that's why we like to really highlight the technical effort that we do in order to really offer a very interesting aromatic wine produced from Palomino grape.
Now, you also make wine in a couple of other regions. Would you mind telling me a little about those?
Yes, Barbadillo family took I think a quite interesting and a strategic decision. Our business were went on a visit successfully, and the Barbadillo family, in order to really take advantage of some synergies in our distribution network, they took a strategic decision to diversify our offer by producing and marketing wines at some other DOs. It happened from the 90s. So today Barbadillo is producing not just wines in the sherry district, but also wines at some of the important DOs, a classic DO as Ribera del Duero.
Yes.
And also we produce wines at Somontano regions, which may represent a new concept, a new modern Spanish wine style.
Now that was one of the first DOs, actually the first DOs to allow for international varietals.
Exactly.
Blended in.
So
Yeah.
the success of Somontano in Spain were mainly coming from a different offer. The DO was founded in 1885. At that time, Spain was a red wine country, especially consuming or special focus on Tempranillos and Garnachas. So Somontano was willing to offer a different thing based on blends, producing wines based on blends of international grapes, which were pretty unknown at that time in Spain, blended with Spanish grapes and also indigenous grapes. When I talk Spanish, I mean mainly Tempranillo and Garnacha, and local or indigenous grapes as Moristel.
Now, Monistel is a grape that I'm sure not that many people know about. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So Moristel is a totally unknown grape. It's about to be lost in Somontano region. I think Pirineos did a great job by recovering that grape. We today run 20 hectares of Moristel, and it's taking part of our communication of the cellar. Moristel is a grape which has been perfect for blending. It's a grape which Somontano region has been using for a long time for blend. It's a grape which has a certain character, but it's a grape which is giving us a very nice color, very nice acidity, that has a quite light and smooth character. So this grape is perfect for blending since it's respecting the character of the varietal you are blending with. We released recently 100% Moristel.
Yes,
and
yes,
you can
yes.
really, and the philosophy, the idea was to really make the people discover what is a real Moristel. It's an oak, totally an oak, and unfiltered. So in order to preserve the real character, the pure character of the varietal.
It's a wonderful wine. Really enjoyed that today.
Thank you.
I enjoyed all of the wines that we went through. Thank you very much for joining us today at Good Food Revolution.
Thank you so much for your interview, for your time, and for your interest.
Excellent. Bye for now.
Thank you. Cheers.